Samford, still, people don't know how that school has affected FSU. And FSU, their opening game against Alabama, that's not going to be pretty.
No, it's not.
They have an opening game against Alabama
opening
this year?
game.
Yeah.
Oh, that's going to be fun to watch.
I saw that today, and I'm
he
like,
came out today and said that, or yesterday, and said the ACC is hands down the best conference this year.
Well, what else is he going to say?
Yeah.
Right.
Jimbo
I don't know.
Fisher,
I
man.
kind of agree with him. The SEC was down last year. It really was.
It was.
Well,
compared to except Alabama, but that's about it.
I loved when Clemson won.
Oh yeah,
I thought those. I mean,
who didn't?
The year before, I'm like, whoever has the ball last is going to win this one. And then literally, I was sitting there, and all my friends, and because I don't care about Alabama.
Yeah, nobody.
Like some guy screamed "Roll Tide" last night in my show, and I thought "Roll Tide," and I'm like, redneck Tourette's. I mean,
it's not so much I hate Alabama; it's Nick Saban. I just wherever he goes, I don't like. That's the team I don't
kind of
like.
agree with that
well,
too.
I got to say this. I am an LSU fan, okay, because Matt Mock, he was an LSU 2003 national champion, and Nick Saban was. As I met Nick Saban and everything, and I was in the locker room with the football team, and it's funny because he speaks like this, real calm, and this was when Florida was beating them that year, 2003. He was like, "All right, guys," and even after the game, he was still like, "Okay, we're gonna get where," and just like low tone, but like real like little Hitler, a little disciplined.
Yeah.
But I had nothing but good things to say about him. But then when he went to, and I'm an LSU fan, but then when he went to Alabama, well, of course, they all hate him.
Or when they went to Miami and screwed over Miami, then went to Alabama.
It's like, but Matt Mock was there. Then he went to Denver, and he was in 4 years NFL, 4 or 5. He's a dentist now because he hurt his back. But 3 years retirement, so he'll get that retirement pay. Just work. Can you work a job? I just need 1 more year, and I'll get the retirement.
Nice. All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll be back more with comedian Scotty K and Eric Andreas from Vasani's on 1070 NBC Sports. Welcome back to the Larry Timko Show on 1070 NBC Sports with comedian Scotty K in studio, performing at Vasani's all weekend long. For tickets, log on to Vasani.net or call 941-629-9191. How many shows are you doing this weekend? 2 each?
No, we got 1 today and 1 tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, what is today? Friday, right?
Today's Friday.
Yeah, 1 today and 1 tomorrow, and then
I work hard for a living. I'm working an hour and a half a night. That's it.
Well, yeah, but you're doing double duty.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, one.
It's just another half hour onto a show, pretty much.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah.
It's not like it's hard or anything.
No. This guy has hours of material. I don't know what show I'm going to see. He has hours of material. It's like he gave us all these cues the first night he was here. There was like 10 cues. He did 2 of them.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. So
last night I did 8 of them. I think last night.
So you just never know what he's going to do. He's been doing it for a long time.
I literally am the poster child for ADD.
So
I have ADHD. Before comedy, I was a counselor. I am diagnosed ADD. Right now, I'm on 30 milligrams of Adderall right now. Okay. My mouth is real dry, talking real fast. Can I clean something in here?
I feel bad for the DJ who's got to kind of keep up with you tonight.
I know. He's like, like that, because I'm like, hey,
Finger
DJ,
on the button.
Backstreet Boys, give me some, or whatever. Or it is funny. I do a bit on the Backstreet Boys, and then I do a bit on Chicago, the band Chicago.
Oh yeah,
and Backstreet Boys. I just realized that's across the spectrum.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah,
it's funny though.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's a good show. It's been what, 3-4 years since you were here?
Yeah, before you bought the place.
Yeah, about a year before I bought it, I think. So,
and I was so good, okay, that you know who came to the show last night?
Mark?
The former owner, Mark.
He
Mark
comes
showed
every
up.
Thursday.
And he timed me. And he goes like this, because he always said, Scott, I love your stuff, because I used to do a lot of crazy high energy stuff. And then the past 3 years, I put guitar in my act. And he's like, yeah, Scott, I really like the crazy stuff. The guitar, man, I just kind of changed it. And so funny, last night, right before I got on, I go, all right, I said, we're going to get out the guitar because Mark is waiting for the guitar bits. And I kept going, I know, Mark, settle down. And then it actually went well last night. I did a few songs, and then afterwards he goes, yeah, man, that was great. He was a great show. You did 12 minutes on guitar. And I went, what? You timed me. He timed me 12 minutes.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
okay,
Mark.
That's Mark.
Yeah.
But
Hi,
it was
Mark.
funny.
Nice.
It was awesome.
Very cool.
I'm going to post this picture of him and his beautiful wife.
Nice.
Mark batted way out of his league with that one. Yeah, way out of it.
We all do. That's the key to comedy.
I know.
You ask Eric. I bring in girls all the time.
I don't know where he's getting
Different
them.
girl every week.
Wow.
Yep, they just want to see Vasanis, and once they get their laughs, they kick me to the curb. No, just kidding.
He's got
on
a real nice
He's
voice.
on like Tinder and Plenty of Fish, and I don't even know where he's finding these
I'm
girls.
telling you, man.
It's funny.
It's
I
great.
used to be Match.com. I just literally.
I won't pay for the site.
2 days ago, I canceled my subscription. I'm married now.
Yeah.
And I canceled. She goes, "What are you doing? Why are you on Match?" I go, "I'm canceling it." I didn't even know I was on there, and they kept getting emails, and I'm like, "Why am I getting emails?" Then I realized, I never canceled it, so I paid for 3 months. It kept billing me,
Yeah.
so I think I paid for a year and never used it.
That's how they get you.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, and if you want to cancel, you can't do it on the app. You got to go online on your. They make it hard.
They do.
You got to send in proof that you're, with someone. No, I don't.
Yeah, DNA sample. Right?
crap.
They want to see a pregnancy test. Right.
And we're talking about Match.com here, but sports radio. I'd really want to know about the most important sports figure in baseball today, Tim Tebow. Can we talk about Tim Tebow?
He is actually coming to Charlotte here at the end of the month for a 4-game series. The Port St. Lucie Mets against the Charlotte Stone Crabs, and hopefully he
The
will be
Stone
healthy.
Crabs?
Yes.
Yeah, we have a
The
local
Charlotte
team.
Stone
The Charlotte,
Crabs.
they're the Tampa Bay
Is that
Rays.
something you catch in a war, or is that the or
No,
that's
there's actually
just-
stone crabs that
Stone
you
crabs.
eat.
Oh, they're good too.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You never had a stone crab?
No.
Oh, yeah.
I have to add that
You're
to the
in
bucket
Florida,
list.
yeah. You have to try some stone crabs.
Yeah,
and
they're
the claws.
good.
Oh, they're
Stone
really
crab.
good, nice and sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shouldn't it be something you shouldn't eat, like the Charlotte great white sharks? I mean, people are not eating great white
We
sharks.
don't have great white sharks here, though.
Yeah, but
We have stone crabs.
stone crabs.
Actually,
so-
don't we have one great white shark that they're tracking? That Catherine or whatever that's in Sarasota.
I think he, yeah.
they didn't know, and they say I'm a huge freak about sharks. They still do not know. They've never captured a live
Wow.
birth
That's pretty impressive.
of
What?
great whites.
Oh,
And-
really?
And they don't even know where they mate. They
That's
still don't
crazy.
know. I say it's off the coast of Mexico. So.
All right. I am kind of in shock right now.
Why?
Tim Tebow has played 16 games for the Port St. Lucie Mets. He's hitting .327 with 3 home runs and 10 RBIs. That's pretty good.
He's hitting 327.
He's hitting-
And not for the season, the last 16
The
games.
last 16 since he's been called up
What's
to-
he up for the season
Oh, wait a
now?
minute. So he came up from
They-
some South Carolina team, and now
Yeah,
he's
so
here?
he went up a league.
Yeah.
And he's batting .327 in that league, so he's on a hot streak.
This is a pitcher's league.
Yeah.
I really thought he would struggle mightily here.
Really?
And he's actually
Well, he's a big boy.
He's Tim Tebow,
he's
though, man. The
29
guy
years
can-
old.
And he's got Jesus on his side. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
That's
that's
every
true.
once in a while I'll do a joke. I do a joke
He
about
so
Jesus.
does, though. It's not even funny.
I know. I do a joke
Yeah.
about Jesus, and at the end of the joke, I get down and I Tebow it. I Tebowed that joke. I don't need your laughs. That joke is going to survive.
Right.
You watched that season he started in the NFL. I mean, there was some of the luckiest things I've ever seen in my entire life. It was just amazing. I was like, oh, no, he'll win it. He'll win it. And he
Of
always
course.
did.
People can say what they want, but Tim Tebow has never been on a losing team. He's always been a winner. Even in NFL, he won, and everyone's like, "Well, he won."
Yeah.
So
He's still a career 240
he's
here
a
in the
true
minors.
leader. He's a true leader as
Well,
well.
you know what? It's only his second year back. So
Here-
maybe he's found something, It
My
takes a little while.
issue with Tebow right now is he's 29 years old, playing in a league of 21 and 22 years old. So
Yeah.
you'd think he would dominate to a certain effect.
Yeah.
You'd think.
I don't know, because I'm a lot older than 21, and you would think I could beat up a 21-year-old.
Right. But if you watch Tebow jog in from the outfield, he's like winded by the time he gets to the dugout.
Is it that bad?
No, I'm just kidding. It looks like it, though.
But I don't know. I'd love to see him. I'd love to see him succeed in there. So, by
Oh, yeah.
327,
I think so.
that's better than Michael Jordan.
If he keeps hitting like this, he might not make it to Charlotte because he'll get promoted again. But the reason that I think they promoted him from single A is because the Mets didn't own that team. They own the Port St. Lucie Mets.
So they can make the money
So they're
off
actually
them.
making money off the Tebow jerseys and the
Yeah.
Tebow
Sure.
ticket sales.
And people, they're killing
Yeah.
it.
And I'm sure they're selling out wherever
I
they're
wonder
going.
if Tebow. I wonder if you're in there, do you make a percentage
No.
of your own jersey with your name on it?
Oh, you do in the MLB.
Yeah, but not in the minors.
No, it's still in Major League
I think
Baseball.
I think you would
Yeah.
because copyright's copyright. I mean,
Is it-
infringement. I just wonder what's the percentage if it costs me Let's say $20.
Probably a couple dollars.
Well, I'm curious to see what happens next month when college football starts and he has to leave on the weekends. And let's see how his teammates feel about that. Because
is he still under contract?
He's still under contract for college football for 3 more years. And according to the Mets, they said they're going to let him fulfill those obligations.
What?
Yeah. So he's
because they don't believe he's going to make it. Is why.
Exactly. He's for tickets. It's ticket sales.
Yeah, but if he keeps playing like this, you never know. Yeah. I'd like to see him come up and see what happens. That'd be kind of fun to watch. The Mets aren't doing good this year anyways. Who cares?
Yeah. I want one of the listeners who totally disagrees with us right now, who just hates Tim Tebow to call in.
No, there's a lot of Tim Tebow.
206-1070 or 800-668-1070.
I want one of them because my argument will be he's got Jesus with him.
Yeah,
he's got Jesus.
But there's other players, I'm sure, that Tommy Herr was a big Jesus guy, and he didn't make it.
I want the Jewish listeners to call in right now. I want the Jewish listeners to call in right now. We liked him. He just wasn't the Messiah. Okay, so
that would be Ryan Braun.
Yeah.
Our Jewish all-star.
I mean, he's a good guy. We believe he's a good teacher, just not the Messiah. Still waiting on him. So,
Nice.
So Tim Tebow, whatever.
All right. I do got some baseball news to get to regarding Pablo Sandoval and Kobe Rasmus, and I'll get to that after this quick break on 1070 NBC Sports. Welcome back to the Larry Timko Show on 1070 NBC Sports, talking about stand-up comedy. But Kristen Schultz from Bob's Burgers, she plays Louise and a bunch of other stuff, too. Last Man on Earth, she's in that, too. Well, she did the stand-up comedy special, and she bombed it. Like literally bombed. It was horrible. She actually started crying on stage, and I don't know if that was a setup. She really intentionally tried to bomb or whatever.
Oh, you would think they would.
They actually aired that special.
Wow.
I was like, wow.
Why would they?
And that's why I said this is the worst comedy I've ever seen in my entire life.
Why would they air that?
I don't know, but if you get a chance, check that out. It was really bad. It was like watching a train wreck.
No, I don't like bad. I hate bad comedy. I hate watching comedians fail.
I think it had to be a setup because just for the reason right now, because we're talking about it.
Yeah, and even the MC came out and like, I apologize.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I actually had a set, like I was doing a thing. It was for Comedy Central, and it was they called the Almost Famous Comedy Tour, and blah blah blah, and they kept feeding me. This is years ago. Mm-hmm. They kept feeding me these what I thought was really bad lemonade little shots. Uh-huh. And come to find out, after about the 8th one, I realized it was SoCo and lime, Southern Comfort and lime.
Yeah, Southern
and
Comfort
I
makes
was
me
like,
angry.
What? And I ended the show, and I was like, what? And then I remember throwing up, and the camera crew was like, throwing up. And the next morning, my agent called and goes, or actually the producer called and said, hey, you didn't sign the release. We need you to sign. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to sign it so that's why that never aired, because I did not sign the release. So she might have been in the thing where you sign the release before production, and then they can air it.
Yeah. Well, because it's a Comedy Central special.
That's pretty
I think
funny.
the only one that never aired was Dat Fans.
Yeah, who?
Exactly.
Wow, he knows that.
Exactly.
Yeah, because he only had 15 minutes of material.
Yeah.
I always make fun of
he
him.
got the hell no.
Yeah. Well, his only comedy was making fun of himself and his family. He had nothing else other than that. And there's only so much ethnic, comedy material you can come up with before it just stops being funny.
Yep.
So,
but we're still talking about him, so hey, Dad.
True.
No, we're making fun of him. That's the only time we talk about him.
He'll take it. He'll take it.
Exactly. It's the only way he's going to be famous. He won season 1 of Last Comic Stand.
Right. And now he's probably teaching math somewhere, so that's awesm.
Yeah, right. Probably.
At Georgia Tech, probably.
Actually, didn't Jamie Kennedy say he was waiting on him at one of the restaurants or something like that? Yeah. Trying to pass him a script.
That's funny.
I bet that happens all the time in California. I don't know.
I can see that, though, yeah.
It does. When I go out there, I got an agent out there. I go out there, audition, get out. I don't even want to be there. No, and if I get the only reason, you have no business in L.A. unless you have business in L.A. Yeah, that's what I look at.
Well, that's what I figured. You probably schedule a tour or something, comedy clubs, and while you're out there, then you're auditioning for these Comedy Central bits or whatever. No, I just got there just for audition. Hey, we got this, and boom. And now you can do everything really online. You can actually tape yourself and send it in and submit, and then if you get a call back, you go.
Then they tape it again too.
Yeah. So there's it's industry's changed a lot. You don't have to be in LA. Actually, the place to be now, to be honest with you, is the ATL. Atlanta.
No, they're filming movies left and right.
Left and right.
Yeah.
All the Marvel comics, from Thor to all those Marvel. If it's Marvel, it's filmed in Atlanta.
Oh, wow. Even the new Spider-Man?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Everything was filmed. Now, they may take footage from, like, New York City or take, the B footage, but it's all filmed. The studios is in Atlanta. Oh, all the green screen,
it's
all
because,
Atlanta.
Georgia's offering, better deals to come there, and then they have the state income tax, but
they've got probably all the major studios have studios there now.
Yeah,
all of them.
It's huge there. That's where
it's not just Tyler Perry anymore, baby.
Yeah. Well, no, the guy that was here last week, I can't even think now.
Mike Epps?
Yeah, he's. God, I'm tired. He was filming a movie there.